And secondly, this is our objective of this session is to give the learnings and understanding to our accountants, financial managers, to sell side from issuer side, to understand, to initiate the process if the board is going to allow them, and how to initiate process and how to complete process and how to figure out many things step by step. Okay. Yes. Let's recall something about our profession. Okay, objective of financial management, what we are doing as day-to-day activity. Our first objective is profitability, liquidity, efficiency, and stability of our organizations where we are working to achieve the optimal profit both in short and long run, reduce the overall cost of capital and operating risks, prepare a balance the capital structure necessary for liquidity, economy, flexibility, and stability of our organization. And again, the crux of all these above points is a shareholders' wealth maximizations. This is something old theory and also latest new value creation. If we consider about the objectives of the businesses or organizations are doing, profit maximization, sales maximization, revenue maximization, surviving in the market, satisfying principle, corporate social responsibility, increasing market share, again, value creation for the stockholders, obviously, investors, shareholders, and obviously for employees also. By considering these our objectives to creating the value, we are using different theories, different techniques, different ways to increase the value. But I found there is something untouched area from which point of view, like we are thinking as a financial managers and accountants that this is a very difficult process, okay, to get the value. Or we can say that over 2 decades, markets has been developed. A lot of flexibility is available from stock exchanges or capital markets. So now this is the time we can think about this and we can experience it and can add the real value to the organizations and to the shareholders. So our focus topic is that listing, going public. Okay, again, listing at the stock exchange, going to public to offer the shares. And then we are going to focus over the stock exchange parallel market, which is also known Nomu. This has been established, initiated from 2017. But we can see now that in recent year, last year and this year, there is a lot of issuers are coming. Again, concept, what is the listing? Listing means the formal admission of securities of a company to trading platform of the exchange. We can say electronic exchange. The old form is the over-the-counter. So it is the significant occasion for a company in the journey of growth and development. It enables a company to raise capital while strengthening its structure and reputation. It provides liquidity to investors, ensures effective monitoring of compliance of the issuer and trading of securities in the interest of investors. So in simple, we are adding ourselves now. Latest, we are considering everything is electronic. So there is a broader concept of electronic stock exchanges. So we are going to list our shareholders to the electronic exchange. So here we are considering focusing the stock exchange. Now, why we are going for listing? What are the benefits? Okay, access to the capital for the growth. Most companies reach a level wherein additional capital is required to infuse to fund the company's growth expansion plans. Going public is thereby a method of overcoming these constraints. By listing on stock exchange, the company increases its shareholder base and enhances the credibility. And current shareholders have a chances to liquidate their current shareholding and getting the money for their diversification of their business portfolio. Enhanced visibility, to be known, to be seen in the market. Going public improves a company's visibility and credibility among institutions and the investing public due to complying with various regulatory norms and ensuring transparency while conducting the operations. Liquidity. Listing stimulates liquidity, allowing shareholders to realize the value of their investment. It allows the shareholder to transact in the shares of the company, sharing risk as well as benefits from any increase in the organizational value. Increase in employee morale. Going public increases the visibility and improves the public perception of organization, thereby increasing employee value and morale. It may also lead to the hiring of new staff and may facilitate stock-based payments such as employment stock option plans, etc. Being a CFO, being a financial manager, there might be chance that you will get some bonuses, might be some percentage, but Western world have some, and I think here also have a. Transparency and efficiency. Listing brings transparency and efficiency to overall operations of the company. The listed company's board and management team have accountability towards its shareholder. Further, listed companies also needs to ensure timely compliance by providing information disclosures to the exchange shareholders as laid down in the listing agreement or applicable guidelines. Everything should be obviously complied with. Things should be clear, clean, professionalism would be promoted in the organization. Again, there are some disadvantages, and again, we consider the advantages. Corporate governance concept prevails in the company. Continuity planning. Obviously, there's a pressure of post-listing to be performed better than past. So the professional staff, obviously, then companies pushed to hire the professional staff for continued planning, access to the capitals. Whenever liquidation is needed, further capital for expansion needed, there's a lot of plans to get the further liquidity by adding shares and other ways. Mergers, acquisitions. If somebody's want to acquire your company, it will pay you premium on your current listed price in your stock exchange. It can be 20%, but normal market 30-35%, but I think more than that also some transactions happen in the Western world. Stock compensations to the management, to the leaders, to the team. Reputation and PR, positive side. Disadvantages we can consider: decreased controls. Obviously, we are diluting shareholding. So until there is the initial investors, or so there is a liquidation or dilution of the control, obviously. Higher disclosure requirement due to the compliance from the regulator sides and government bodies. Continued obligations. There's a schedules, reportings, and compliance. So continued under pressure reporting team. Pressure on management to perform, to show the better performance. All the time management thinking to perform better than past. How to grow the company. Again, reputation, PR, negative side. Again, when to go for public offering, business model, well-developed business plan, sustainability, barriers to entry, growth opportunities. So then you are going market positioning, you are well positioned in the market. Okay, management on a track record of experience of the management, because we are providing the CVs to the regulators. And obviously it is being published as a part of the prospectus towards our investors. Start marketability, management, employee relationship. Again, business risk, corporate governance. This is about the readiness, but there are very easy listing has been made by the Saudi regulators to promote the listing in the country. Again, benefits for the offering: optimize capital structure, increasing shareholder liquidity, alternative currency for merger acquisition. If we are going any merger acquisition transaction, we cannot pay the cash, we can pay in the further shares of the company. Transparent price discovery, because if we are in the market, the price of our shares would be discovered properly, efficiently. Promoting employees participation, again, the stock option plans. Governance and increasing awareness of companies' name reputation. Again, public offering success factors. Equity story strategy, obviously, if we are hunting the investors, so we are giving some equity story for with future strategy and plans. So management team, the success is based on the management expertise, also historical financial information, corporate governance, and company support. Due data has been provided to the regulator for filing. So here we are considering something that news arrived. Okay, we are hearing that a lot of companies coming the Saudi stock exchange in parallel market. There's I want to just refer the Arab news that Nomu offers a huge prospect for growth to the smaller companies that wish to go public. So here around at May, this news has been released that around 82 companies has applied for offering. Now this is the September or October, so we can expect this number would be increased. We can see that a lot of companies has been listed after May also. This is just a comparison Arab news gave as compared to TASI. So small companies and medium companies, even some big capital companies also taking the advantage to go for listing easily. So this is something, some information from the Tadawul about the IPOs, listings, offerings, initial public offerings. So this is around 10 years data, 12 years data. So we can see here around 2017, there is a more activity. There's a major part of the Nomu. Okay. And then obviously we can see in 21 and 22. This is main IPOs from the many government and major companies are also coming in this year and last year arrived. So this is for the main market IPOs, and this is Nomu market IPOs. We can see that in 17, when this regulation has been passed for Nomu listing, so now last year around 6 companies, 14, but this is just IPOs. There's a direct listing numbers also I share later. Again, this is a offering amounts total to companies. These are the numbers. This is all for IPOs only. This Nomu, we can say about that. This is just data other than backlisting. So around 4 billion here coming. Yeah, this is data for only Nomu offering mean IPOs here and direct listing. Around 2-3 years, this direct listing has been introduced in Nomu also as second choice. So we will discuss the comparison about offering and direct listing afterward. So here last year and this year, especially still years has not been finished. So we expect more transactions will be there in the Nomu market. So overview on the Saudi parallel market, Nomu. Nomu is a parallel equity market with higher listing requirements, with lighter listing requirements that serves as an alternative platform. Sorry, just sorry. I'm looking for a pointer. Okay.
Dear Imran, you can find on slide mode by right clicking, you will find there.
Really? Okay. From I think it pointer will come from Zoom.
If you right click there.
Okay. Yeah. Pointer options. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. So I think yeah. Nomu is a parallel equity market with lighter listing requirements that serves as an alternative platform for growing companies which do not yet meet the needs of the main market, but are looking to raise capital and have access to the capital markets. We will discuss the comparison of main market and Nomu market in later slides. Only qualified investors are allowed to invest in securities listed on parallel market. This is an important channel that serves to further diversify and deepen the capital market in Saudi Arabia. Nomu was launched in 2017. Again, Tadawul announced a series of structural adjustment to Nomu as the parallel market to support the market growth, development, sustainability, as well as expand the number of listed business on Nomu and improve market liquidity. The improvements are a part of Tadawul and CMA. These were Tadawul and CMA, the current name is Saudi Stock Exchange. Their strategic goals to expand Nomu and make it desirable platform for those firms looking to list with greater flexibility. Benefits of listing on Nomu. There are significant benefits to being listed and having access to the capital markets. Nomu listed companies can get listed on the main index of the Saudi Arabia, Saudi Exchange TASI, after meeting the stipulated conditions, getting relevant approvals. We will discuss these conditions after. Changes to the regulations were introduced in 2019 to make the transition to the main exchange faster and more streamlined. Saudi Arabia has been added to major index worldwide, FTSE Russell, S&P, Dow Jones, MSCI as part of their emerging market index. This further enhances the attractiveness of being on the primary market due to potential active and passive fund allocations. Some unique features of Nomu direct listing. This is the second option, direct listing other than IPO on Nomu parallel market without an IPO initial public offering makes a listing by skipping the traditional IPO route. Like offering, which is done, allows the companies to save time, cost, eliminate the intermediary, and in overall process of Nomu, eliminating the underwriter and to generate efficiency. Requirements for issuers to report financial earnings on a semi-annual basis as compared to main market need quarterly reportings rather than quarterly, reducing the reporting burden on smaller enterprises. Streamlining the process for issuers to transition from the parallel market to the main market. This is also feature for Nomu. Creating access to mechanism through a minimum liquidity barrier, lowering the regular trade threshold, and launching the Nomu CAPEX index. So here now, what is the key requirement for listing on Nomu? The offering and listing process consider the following criteria. The issuer must be a joint stock company. Okay, we will discuss later on how to initiate these steps. And minimum market cap, Saudi Riyal 10 million. Market cap, we can consider like your shareholder equity, the capital, reserves, and retained earnings, if around 10 million, that is market cap in simple. Other ways, like you have a profit, suppose 2 million, and I say multiply by 5 years, so it can be 10 million, but it is whole. I'm just giving the idea. So whole clear indication would be who will give you? Only financial advisors, licensed qualified financial advisors from the Capital Market Authority. This is just understanding I'm giving you. The issuer must float at least 20% of issued shares or 30 million worth of shares in the market, whichever is less. So if you are after valuation based, you have to either offer shares with the valued price, okay, with premium, 30 million real or 20%, whichever is less. But mostly companies going for 20%. I think that is direct listing they are going. So again, here financial advisor will advise, because this is a company to company situation, performance, sector. Minimum 1 year of operational and financial performance. What is meaning of this? You have a 1 year financial statements. That's all. 1 year, 1 calendar year financial statements. You can start the process. Even without completing 1 year financial statement, you can appoint the financial advisor. You can start the process. Suppose this is the time. If you are your board is agreed. They made the decision. They are convinced with this new idea of listing. Now we cannot say this is new idea for listing because a lot of companies coming in the market, or you presented, or he well calculated, understood this idea and gave the decision, and you are appointing the qualified auditor now, okay, with full IFRS audited financial statement for this current year 2022. You have to start the process by, so at the end of the second half of the year, next year, second half, you will be listed approximately, or might be early if you are going direct listed. But again, this is subject to financial advisor. Appointing a financial advisor is mandatory. The legal advisor is optional. So financial advisor is mandatory for this A to Z, the whole process he will manage. A to Z he will guide. A to Z whole process means whole files, applications which is supposed to be submitted to the regulators. He will prepare, he will guide step by step, and it is doable within a couple of weeks. You can finish after making the agreement with financial advisor. Couple of weeks you can push, couple of months, or it is up to you how much fast quickly you are giving data. There is nothing special data needed, just general data. If you are going to any bank, you are giving some details for the bank for your acquiring working capital finances or some other finances. So a little bit more. Okay. Annual audited financial statements. Again, semi-annual reviewed financial statements. Obviously, if you have already last year financial statements, so this is a requirement after disclosure of significant essential information. Obviously, you have A to Z information you have to give, especially about related parties, especially. So no profitability track record required. This is not necessary that you should be the profitable. You can find some examples. The company have a negative, so they has been listed. No profitability track record is required. Even lockup period 100% of pre-offering investor shares for 1 year. So 1 year, the pre-offering, who are the investors who are pre-offering, so they cannot exchange their shares within after listing 1 year. At least 50 public shareholders are required to at the time of listing. Public shareholder, that there's a, in case of Nomu, there's a qualified investors. So here, Nomu versus main market. Excuse me. Yes. So here, this is the main market requirements. On the right side, we have a Nomu parallel market requirement. As it is a known from the word Nomu, that is something like incubation, something rearing stage to prepare the company to enter the main market. Okay, so minimum market capitalization is 300 million required in the main market, and in Nomu just 10 million. So here what is market cap? So market cap, again, financial advisor can help you. Even though you have this capital, you have a lot of lesser than this capital. So he will advise you for your route. Either you can go Nomu or main market. But there's a lot of benefits for going Nomu. Offered at least 30% shares you have to offer main market. And in Nomu, at least 20%, again 30 million, whichever is less. In main market, 200 at least shareholders, at least 50 in parallel market. There is a little bit more disclosure, standards code requirement, like a quarterly financial statement with the 30 calendar days from the end of the period, and year-end financial statement within 3 months from the end of the period. Here, in the Nomu case, lighter financial disclosure requirement than main market with regards to the time permissible to disclose, and disclosure of semi-annual financial statement within 45 calendar days from the end of the period. Year financial statement within 3 months from the end of the period. Here, daily price fluctuation based on the previous day closing. So for initially, they give the flexible for first 3 days after IPO, about 30% plus minus, and then it is capped with 10% in main market. So here, more flexibility in the move. You can observe that a lot of companies movement up and better movement towards upward, and in some cases downward. More bullish and bearish effect you can see from company to company here. Again, there are fluctuation limits. So we go for next. Again, this is a concept of qualified investor. Parallel market is restricted to qualified investors, authorized persons, which includes institutions, corporates, investment funds, government entities, qualified foreign investors, and individuals. Individuals can invest in the Nomu parallel market indirectly through mutual funds or discretionary portfolio managers, natural persons, some high net worth So again, we other things we can discuss here, because there's in main market, going in main market, there's a more requirement, like there is a requirement of due diligence for financial due diligence and legal due diligence requirement mostly, and it is a long process to do, and a lot of you have to arrange the underwriters, you have to arrange the big investment banks. So there is a high cost associated in going the main market. This is the and high time taking. It can be like a 2 year around plus minus. And in the move, there's a flexibility we discuss again, and there is a very least cost as compared to. Okay. As we discussed, after the move, there's a chances for companies to move to the main market, Tasi. So what are the requirements key? When a company wishes to transition from Nomu to the main market, a company must comply with following requirements: completing 2 years since listing on Nomu parallel market, at least 2 years, then obviously you will complete the required compliance documentations. Will that takes some time. So I observed around 2.5 to around plus minus 2.5 years after listing in the Nomu market, you have a chances to go main market if you are complete the requirement, if you want to go. Meeting the requirement for listing on the main market, except for the market capitalization, where the minimum average market cap for the last 6 months should be 200 million. Okay, so your last 6 month market cap should be 200 million. We will discuss one small case also at the end. The issuer must disclose to the public the board of directors report, which includes all information required under the relevant implementing regulations. Approvals of the board of directors to transfer to main market and disclose it to the public before the start of the trading session after the issuance of approval. Okay. Submitting to Saudi Exchange the application to transition to the main market and disclosing it to the public. So the company's shares shall be suspended for the period not exceeding 5 days trading sessions until the completion of transfer procedures. Here are some examples. So we observed that the companies who went to Nomu market initially, they have a good chances to increase their valuation. Okay, their price went up. Okay, so after that, after 2-3 years, when they went in the main market, you can say last closing price. Okay, so then main market, they have a more chances to increase. So they had a good performance we can observe. This is, I think, September 22. Yeah. Around 8 these companies has been went. So this is date of listing on the move and date of transition to the main market. So in 19 many companies arrived, and 2020 many companies moved to the main market. This reference is from Argam publisher. Here we can observe in graphic form some selected companies. So Nomu, and after going main, there's an increment happen. Okay. Factors affecting the post IPO. The post IPO, the whole price of the shares in the market or market cap is dependent on the company's financial performance, business development, expansion, obviously increase in the sales, growth, liquidity events, shifting from the move market to main market, investor relationship, conference calls, transparency for company strategy and direction. This is obviously you are sending the announcements for your growth to the Tadawul, to the market, to the media, and you are tracking the accordingly, according to your planning. Market liquidity events, that is impact. Obviously, market is bullish or bearish. Some market openness to the international capital, how much this is connected with interdependent or international stock exchanges. Okay, this is something spillover effect, like a historical recessions spilled over to the different stock exchanges. Excessive executive compensation, obviously agency theory effect there. So if you are paying good, obviously, in fact, executives are pushing hard to make the growth. Executive trading activism, main shareholders trading activism, how much they are active. Corporate scandals, corruption cases. Other factors obviously would also affect. These are some news just I want to share about the Nomu. Okay, so this is one news arrived from the CEO of the Saudi exchange, that the average offering cost in the parallel market ranges between 1 million to 1.5 million. This cost will be covered by offering proceeds. Obviously, after offering the proceeds will come, obviously you can cover that on condition that the company reaches the listing stage. Okay, if they reach the listing cost in Nomu within this is some Nomu Elite program launched by the Small and Medium Enterprises General Authority, Manshat, amounts to 800,000 Saudi Riyal based on the requirements fulfilled by the company and the stage of listing. So this subsidy is available from the Manshat, but this is, I think, some selective, and this is for direct listing. Tadawul grants a period up to 10 days maximum to reply to listing application, but offering period decreases after appointment of financial advisors. Okay, meanwhile, so again, this is something detail about, they have some selective criteria you have to apply, then they will consider about the subsidy from Unshat. Again, this is something evaluation points in investors, these shareholders, owners, or board of directors of the company, they are very too much curious about to know what would be the value of the company before, and so there is some clearly one detailed questions answers has been issued at the Arkan from CMA. The whole valuation basically depends on the after due approvals from the regulators and financial advisor and qualified investor jointly negotiate something valuation that will be. We can assess something initially, like considering these sectors, our size of company, and same comparable company in our sectors. So we can just calculate, figure out little numbers, some random numbers. So again, the valuation process is basically very technical process, and if you put some 2, 3, 4 valuation agencies or individuals, obviously they all have some different criteria to give you valuation figures. So at the end, the mutually agreed value that would be considered. But again, the whole valuation would be made by your financial advisor on the due stage, not initially. And they can just give you some this, and might be 8 multiples, like 8 multiples of EBITDA profit. Okay, so how it is coming, it is uh, coming like the valuation agents calculate the enterprise value and dividing by EBITDA. So there is a one number multiples coming, that is known the multiples. Or in simple case, you can get value like, suppose here just I took the one just for your understanding. If you are going to value the company privately or publicly, just this is an indication. If you are going to sell your company to private equity or venture capital, okay, so they might consider multiple based on the comparable transaction, based on the size and company profile. But again, refer the comparable transactions. Like if we are going to sell or buy some real estate in our area, we want to see what is the comparable transaction happened in this area to estimate. So this is something random estimation. Okay, if you go for private market like a private equity, venture capitals, or you are selling to any other company, okay, merger acquisition transactions, or you are selling to any investment or family office, okay, it might be randomly, just I put some random number, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 multiples of your profitability, your latest EBITDA or profit would be considered your value of the company. But if you are going to uh, IPO public, you can judge, you can find some these numbers. Okay, again, no any financial advisor will confirm you, but you can check the comparable companies size or in your sector, which recently offered to the market. So like I can say, like a 20, I said something very high, but I observed from the data from the so the stock exchange. So I can, so it is some transaction earlier happened 7 multiples. I can say between 10, 12, 15. But you can judge, you can make the reference based on your sector comparable transactions. Secondly, the small companies have a more chances to grow, so their multiples might can go up. Small companies, big companies have a less chances to grow because obviously maturity stages arrives. Okay, so this consideration also, and other obviously a lot of other factors has been considered. Okay, while understanding, but this is just random calculation, random I gave you understanding. You can discuss with your shareholder, owner, board of directors to convince them to make the. So this is just some dreaming table I give you. Okay, just random figures. Valuation might be a certain range. Just this is a range from my side. I can see if your company have a 5 million profit, suppose last year latest closed yearly, so it can be somewhere else like 14 multiple, it can be something 8 multiple. Okay, so you have to give the reference. Okay, nobody is going to confirm you. Okay, but obviously after due process you will get the real time, but you can judge. A lot of companies has been listed in Nomu, and even main market sector basis you can see that how the valuation happening, how much multiple they are considering. Okay, same like if you are something 30 million profit, same like 25 million. So this is a EBITDA multiples range might be, and this is a valuation of the company in Saudi Riyal millions. Okay, this is latest EBITDA in Saudi Riyal. So just choose what is your profit. Okay, and just randomly discuss. Go on go on to the website. Okay, and just discuss. Calculate, ascertain what the multiples has been arrived once they offered, or first day what was the price of the shares. Okay, you can judge easily. You can refer that case to your management. decision makers, owners to take the decision to go ahead for the listing. Okay, this is something valuation. This is something like if we are going in the Nomu market, this is some 20% of first valuation, like a 40 million here. So here 40 million, 20% of 40 million, 8 million will be arrived as cash. This is up to the shareholder. Okay, either it is keeping for him because he sold the shares in market, or either he want to put in the company. But again, valuation depends on the utilization of the funds, what the amount cash arrived from this liquidation. If it is going to in the company for growth, it's then company value multiples might be different, if not different. Again, financial advisor, qualified financial advisor will be advise you at due time. We discussed there what the stage will be. But this is a very clear, you can do very little exercise. Again, very simple. No readiness, no need readiness for the Nomu market. There's a no readiness. A lot of agencies say for IPO readiness. If we hire the somebody for IPO readiness, again they will ask a lot of data from finance departments mostly. But this is the, again I told you, this is a there is a nothing special. All the data normal financial department is keeping. If they are going to bank for financing, they have. Okay, this is not a big game. Just you have to do earlier exercise which I show you. Okay, take the comparable company listed in your sector recently, last year or before. Okay, discuss with the board, get their decision, and start the action. What is the first action? Suppose next year is going to be start after 2-3 months. So we have to issue the financial statements. Appoint a financial advisor. Okay, sorry. The first thing we have to go for financial advisor. That is the thing, parallel we can. So there's around hundreds firms around plus minus in the CMA list, CMA website. There's a list, so we can approach them. You can knock the door of this table. But again, selecting this is a something long process. You obviously they will approach you, they will respond you, they will ask again information from you, they will provide. So this is up to you how 1 week, 2 week you can do something. You can get the quotations. Okay. Immediately you can start the second. Engage the auditor. Okay. At least 1 calendar year, as we are just discussed. Financial statement, full IFRS. Okay, full IFRS we need it. Okay, you have to get conversion of your IFRS. That takes some time, but if you will now start next year first quarter, you will end it with the latest financial statement with this. Okay, you can share the random figures in-house financial statement for your financial advisor for up to you this for their understanding. But again, this is financial statement is the last item submitting the file to regulators, Tadabul, Saudi Stock Exchange and Capital Market Authority. Who will submit? Financial advisor will submit. Okay, so this is line. They will start process. They will ask a lot of information from you. They will prepare file. They will fill the documents. Okay, they will make some draft prospectus, something for. So they will actively do their job. You have to engage this process. You have to engage second process. Conversion, you can go. You can start this process. This process is not, I think, a couple of weeks, 1 month, maximum 2 months. I think 1 month is sufficient for this. In audited financial statement, you know the conversions, and this normally takes time. Okay, so if you start this process in first quarter, you can submit your file. Okay, and with some process, okay, next year you would be listed. Okay, after approvals, the valuation process would be started. Who will start? Your financial advisor will start. Okay, listing and liquidation process. He will do valuation, listing, liquidation, etc. They will do plan with you. Okay, they will advise accordingly. You okay? So again, this direct listing feature, there have two options. What is a direct listing feature? That a company can list and float shares with the stage liquidity plan that can be executed by a liquidity provider within 12 months. Okay, they can give a plan and they can be listed on the stock exchange for 12 months to get liquidate their 20% shares. Okay, from the listing dates. Okay, so your share will be floated. A lot of companies going for direct listing. Here it is a more fast, okay, way. And here we will discuss some comparison also. Then other option is a private placement. Okay, you already agreed with the private investors and you go. But obviously, if you are going for private placement transactions, obviously you are foregoing some value or you are giving some discount. If you are going open market, okay, market help to you for good value or proper value for your share prices. And you have a very reasonable time, 12 months, to liquidate your 20% shares. So there is a offering, IPO, and direct listing comparison. Okay, offering route will be take more time than direct listing due to the offering of the shares to the investor prior to listing. Okay, so this process is before. Okay, just okay, and direct listing process, because we are eliminating the discussions or inviting the investors. This phase we are eliminating. Earlier we are putting in next 12 month, 1 year period. So it is a fast process, direct listing comparatively. Slightly higher valuation ranges. Again, you can ascertain because you are going to open directly. You have a very reasonable time. Nothing you have a pressure on you. Okay. So market, your shares are floating in the market and there are good chance, high valuation ranges you can achieve. Okay, in direct listing. Might be you sell your some share blocks, lots in higher price, some more higher price, some more higher, some less price, based on the market expectation, is market status trend. Slightly lower valuation ranges as the target investors are mainly fund managers and other institutional investors. Obviously, here you are restricted to 50, 100, or some numbers. Here you are open market. So here in direct listing, you have a more valuation ranges, here less ranges. Okay. Listing proceeds, company will collect listing proceeds directly. Okay. Obviously, here in direct listing, proceeds will be collected during 1 year period, assuming listing with liquidity plan. Here you have some trenches, step-by-step liquidity will come to your account. Okay. Share volatility, low volatility here, and here higher volatility. Obviously, you already did something. So here you have more chances to. Medium risk due to non-deal roadshows and offering before listing something. High risk for not being able to meet, if there is a risk that if not being able to meet the 50 required investor threshold, assuming a liquidity plan, what you submitted, it is not going to happen. So this is something risk. But a lot of more than I think around 20 companies arrived in direct listing. Yes. Again, in offering high fees, you have to pay the amount, some percentage for your liquidation, who is bringing liquidity for you. Here might be not, so that's why lower. Okay, so question answer. Just I want to show you one transactions. There's a very easy way. I think I have to share here my screen. See, yeah, you can see. Just open Market Watch, Google up. Okay. Market Watch, other platform. There is a lot of platform giving the some history. Okay, just search like a fish, wash. Okay. So this is fish wash snack food. See, this is a very small company. One case. Check their performance, share performance. Yeah. Yeah. See, sometime it was 365 real share price. Sometime it was, but I think they has finished their 1 year. The liquidation has been finished for that. See, daily range nowadays 150 real per share. Market cap is 176 million real. Okay, Saudi real. Okay, this number of shares, 663 shares they floated. The total shares are this. Okay, so a lot of things you can. Okay, let's go to the financial statement to understand more. Yeah, again, I want to see their performance. Sale is same, 29 million. It is moving same. Last year they arrived. Yeah, 2021 they arrived. No, they arrived this year. Sorry. Yeah, last year in July they arrived in the market from 84 real. Okay, so now their share prices. See, you can ascertain this is obviously the initial multiples, and now again, because after listing your shares will go up some. So just like 2 years or 1-2 years before, the some advisor was saying just you will be randomly listed on 10 plus minus 15 something. Okay, once you will be go in market after some days, you will be your price earning ratio will be around 25. But here we, if you go for you will review the data, you will find a lot of things. See their performance, net income. Yeah, so they have a performance, and they have even this last year they have a less profit. Okay, so now we go their balance sheet. This is sale profit is 1 million, 4 million something. Even there is cases we observed some have a negative profit also. Okay, when they are going, they went for listed, and after they got the profit next year. See how much the net worth. Yeah, this is retained earnings. Total share of 16 million. Okay, see. So if I consider current price, this is their price to book value of the share. Share price to book value of the share, this ratio would be around 10 plus. So yeah, yes, Mahak. There are some questions. Just
Yes.
yeah.
First of all,
Yeah. There is a first question. Just I want to answer.
yeah, they're saying what's the difference between Tadawul and CMA?
Yeah. Tadawul is a stock exchange. Okay, and CMA is the regulator, main regulator. So they have both policies. So main regulator, which is Capital Market Authority. Okay. So these are two regulators we can say. The main regulator is Capital Market Authority. Yeah, this is a joint stock company. We have to convert the company to joint stock. Joint stock, there is some legal status. Okay, more than there is a 3, 4, 5, 6 board members. Okay, will be I think one person joint stock company can be also made, but there would be some board. There's a legal status. So normal companies are now limited liability only. Okay. So just I give these some answers. Is there any requirement to submit 6-month FS as well along with the application? Yes, there is a basically your financial statement, what you are going to submit with your file, that should not be older than 6 months. Okay, suppose now I am going to submit my file today or tomorrow. So I need some financial statement, okay, which should be not older than 6 months. So last half yearly I can use. If I say that I want to, I supposed to submit my file just 1 month before, so I can use my first quarter, because so not older than 6 months, any FS, either quarterly I have to submit or half yearly I have to submit. Okay, latest status of the financials. What is the difference between the capital, market cap, and minimum float? Market cap is a simple calculation that your value of the company, it is known. Like a minimum float, that how much shares you has been floated. Okay, in Nomu cases that is 20%, or it can be lesser than 20%, but 30% value should be that 30 million. Sorry. Okay, in main market, the flotation, minimum flotation would be 30% for main market, and it can be lesser also. There is, I think, a value. So market cap is how much, what is your share price, okay, you of in market today, currently at the moment, multiply by our total outstanding shares, okay, either floated or not floated. So that will be your market cap. Market capitalization, okay, it is non-market capitalization. Okay, it is also moving very up down. But all okay, can you explain what the lighter financial disclosure, as earlier you said it should be full IFRS? This is requirement, and if you are going for full IFRS, you have a lot of chances to avail the things like you can capitalize your intangible assets and other options you can avail. Okay, so but this is a regulatory requirement, full IFRS. Okay, a lighter requirement that you are not going for quarterly reporting, quarterly financial reports until you are in the Nomu market. And obviously there is a lot of due diligence is there is a not required. Legal due diligence is not mandatory in case of Nomu, but it is mandatory in case of Tadawul. What are the requirement of natural person to invest in the Nomu market? That is restricted. I think there's a qualified investor term is used, and that can be some high net value, and they are registered with them. This is restricted for the Nomu. Do we have any examples of the company who had transition in the past from? Yeah, I show you already. I show around 8 companies. I think more than 8 might be numbers, but 8 company at least has been moved in Nomu in main market. No clear why there would be a higher volatility. If higher volatility, there is a more chances to get return. So it volatility is the positive. Okay, if no volatility, there's a just to check discuss with investment bankers or who feels they volatility is healthy for returns. Returns means the price would increasing after every day or after monthly or yearly price moved upward. Can we trade in main market individually? This is not my area. I'm just you have to check the regulator. Okay, I think you can make the some profile in Tadawul also. Just check there. They give, or there is a okay. What is the normal range of fee charged by underwriters? Here we are not discussing about the underwriters. In case of Nomu, there is no underwriter needed. But I can say just this is my random estimation. The total cost of main market is around 8 to 10%, can come 8%, 6%. But if you are going to Nomu, it will be around 2-3% or lesser percentage of the money you received, the liquidation you received. Okay. How one can get expertise in stock market surveillance? Can you please suggest some tools? Again, this is not my area, but I can suggest you there's a CMA exams 1 and 2. So you can do, but you will learn, I think, compliance, regulation, something. But again, if you want to expert from the investment banking side, again, there is a lot of tools. You can contact me individually. So I can share you some options, some degrees. Okay, might be free of cost. You can learn a lot. Can we apply for replacement cost method in share valuation? No. My question is what you mean by lighter financial disclosures? I think you are going again. This is a auditor. You are auditor qualified. He ascertain what is the requirement. How? But again, if you are going full IFRS, they are doing full disclosures. Lighter disclosures mean I can see about prospectus you are sharing. There's a limited disclosures. This we can say. If we are going for main market, you will find around 300, 400, 500 pages prospectus. Are there any exemptions in FS disclosure as well? Is there any specific market for listing that comply with Sharia law? You can Sukuk, the debt listing, the Sukuk or bonds has been listed here in Saudi exchange. That is according to Sharia. And again, this whole listing, what we discussed to do, there's nothing against Sharia law, and nothing has been haram because again, there is no any business is going to be listed for who are trading or working in the pork or alcohol, liquor, etc. And Saudi Arabia is the country with biggest financial assets, Sharia financial assets. Thanks. How do you think? How do you take into account interesting value of evaluations? You can. There is a lot of valuation method. You can consider that. Okay, but again, your valuation would be determined by the two parties, the financial advisor and qualified investors. Okay. Okay. You can do arguments. You can improve that. Just one case. There's a here recent case I heard. Okay, just to improve the valuation, one company is going to the valuation was going on. So there was some management have a target or blah blah whatsoever. So this is whole valuation depends on your future plans and or your current geographical expansion, etc. Also it is impacting. But again, this is a different topic. Valuation is no topic. Which method of for valuation do you recommend for share price valuations? Again, this is financial advisor work. Yes. Can you allow, brother? Mahad?
Yes, sir.
Who raised the hand? Can you allow them?
Yeah, Mr. Muhammad. Wait.
Can open their mic for them?
Actually, I think he raised the hand, but I think he left.
Okay.
I think Mr. Mahmoud.
Any question? Any further question? Something? Okay.
Yeah, one hand raised.
Yes, please.
Miss Anam, I think.
ओपन करेंगे माइक उनका? Hello?
I am actually unable to open their mic. I don't know. I'm clicking, but it's not working. I think some issue with my device.
Mhm.
We have allowed it. Anav, if you can just unmute your mic, so you'll be able to speak. Sir, I believe she's not there now.
Okay, Aga sir, close करते हैं properly, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Bhatti Saab. It's an excellent presentation, very good material, and a very eye-opener. There's a lot of information on how the capital market in the kingdom is going on. You, in a very short period of time, you collected actually the good material and actually presented very well. So how this market is moving rapidly and how the different companies can get the benefit of that. They are definitely facilitating a lot of these things to bring these companies into the capital market and to different source of the funding other than the mainstream for the financial institution and only debt funding. So equity market is expanding. The good thing about this, about the capital market in the kingdom, it is one of the 9th fastest liquidity market in the world. So it's very interesting that how the people are being attracted to become actually part of this market and get the investment from the equity market. So I really appreciate for your efforts for bringing actually very important topic under the radar for our members and for the audience. And we got actually about more than 45 people attending this session. So I'm pretty sure they will definitely look deeper and get more interest and get back to the capital market and looking at the options, what they can actually bring the value to their company and to get recognized as a professional, that how they can contribute as a CMA to help their companies to bring these companies into the capital market and be part of this equity market. Because the regulation is pretty relaxed in the kingdom, particularly for the new companies, and promoted by the government and the capital market authorities to help them out actually to come into this network. So it's a very interesting topic. I'm pretty sure that's this is the first phase that you started this series, and as we discussed in the past, that you'll definitely continue this one, the second, third, fourth phases of that. That's to help you help the members out, that how your own personal experience in the market can actually benefit the members. So good luck to you, and good luck to our members who will be definitely bringing more topics similar to that and get the benefit of this this actually knowledge that members have that one. So thank you very much, Bhatti Saab.
Thank you.
And also the panelists that who Shams Bimani, so for starting the session.
Thank you very much.
At the same time, we are very thankful for our head office team to arranging this tool and make this opportunity to other members, particularly the members in Saudi Arabia, to deliver this session. Okay, we look forward actually for more session from our other members as well. As part of committee, we definitely promote that one. The members should have to come forward and participate actually similar like sessions and deliver and impart their knowledge, because by imparting the knowledge, you definitely enhance your knowledge instead of actually to be keeping within yourself. So I'm pretty sure that this good initiative gonna continue, and head office is always welcoming us to actually bring similar like and these topics are the very innovative topics that can benefit the members across the globe. So thank you very much for that.
And a special thanks for my team also, because this is not easy to consolidate the data. We have made ready data also on about the valuation on, but I was unable to discuss now because I was expecting some details on this topic earlier, which today we discussed. So a lot of insights we can know. Okay. So again, I motivate our participants or financial managers. Okay, if they have chances or they are discussing with management, their board of directors, who are basically decision makers, owners, they have to discuss this idea. Okay, with limited calculations, or they can contact me. My website is also mentioned as imranpati.com. They will get my contact there. So I'm available for their any concept clearing as per my knowledge. Okay, I will assist them. So I will be also happy to support them, and it would obviously their success would be my again next learning. Thank you. So we will come very soon, inshallah, with next session to discuss the multiples. Okay, Prof. We especially pick the data one by one from financial statements from Tadawul for around whole transaction on Nomu. Okay, so we will discuss, we will compare sector wise. Okay, so there will be a lot of insights also for our participants. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Nobody else is anybody else from head office that will be actually speaking at the end?
No, I think no. Yes, Yasin sir.
No, sir. I think he's not there. So we may conclude this session. Thank you very much once again on behalf of ICM International. I thank all the participants for their time, their contribution, and the questions which have been asked were very informative. And I'm sure Imran Sahab has been able to deliver, although due to lack of time, but yes, we can have more sessions in the future. In case if any participants have missed this particular session, may visit our Facebook official page and may have the recording from there as well. With this note, I conclude this session and I thank all.
And also YouTube also? YouTube.
Yes, I say it was live on the Facebook, so they may follow from there. And inshallah, if you want, we can have the same session to be uploaded on the Facebook and the YouTube channel. And we also have the ICMA World platform, so we can upload there also.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I also request Bhatti Sahab, if you can upload your slides with the same Facebook or the YouTube if it's going on that to benefit the members.
Sure, sure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you.